guys, Harajuku Bunny here. So today's video is all about Lvl UP Expo 2014, so it's a con vlog. So I'll do the same with my other ones. I'll give you guys a quick run through of the con and talk about some of my highlights, my critiques, and show you guys the stuff I got. So this was actually a lot better than last year. I went last year. It was a much smaller event, so I was glad to say that it was much bigger this year with a totally better venue. So I actually went both days, and I did get my badge free, courtesy of spiritofgaming.com. So I'll go ahead and show you guys my badge now. But yeah, so it's kind of cool that I won this for free, and I actually won too. So my brother went with me because he really wanted to do like the Super Smash Bros. Tournament, and even though I didn't get very far, he had fun, and I'm glad he went with me because he's slowly getting into, or sort of fastly getting into anime stuff with now, so maybe he'll go to more cons with me in the future. So that was kind of cool, having sibling bonding time. But yeah, anyways, so I went both days. Saturday, I probably wouldn't have went had I not had a free badge, simply because that day was just not the greatest day for me for personal reasons. But yeah, it was also cold, and I was just not in the mood to cosplay that day. Originally, I was planning on being Naminé from Kingdom Hearts 2. That was kind of just stuff that I already had, so I was like, hey, why not? But you know, it was cold and it was windy and I just wasn't feeling it, so I was like, nope. So I went as me, which is okay too. So sometimes at the cons in the future, I might, you know, not be in costume. So if you recognize me out of costume, bonus points to you. But yeah, so basically Saturday was just made of getting familiar with where things were at, and also talking to people, meeting people, you know, seeing friends that I hadn't seen since Otakon Vegas, or haven't seen for longer than that. But yeah, it was a pretty cool time. But after a few hours, I was kind of like, I'm good, because I'm not the biggest gamer person. Like, most stuff I like to play is like on DS. Also, I like, you know, stuff that, you know, if I were to have entered in a tournament, I would have failed miserably, because as much as I love playing certain games, I'm not the best player. Like, I'm really not that skilled. I just play video games for fun, you know. But so for me, it wasn't my typical kind of con, you know, I'm an anime girl. But yeah, so it was still a good time. But I was much more excited for Sunday because I was debuting Starfire, and I was going to be in the costume contest and that sort of thing. So Sunday was a really good day. It could have been better, but it was still good. So Sunday, I actually woke up fairly early, so that way I would have enough time to get into Starfire, because I had to body paint myself. I hadn't done any body paint trials hardly at all. The only one time I did it was when I first got it, and I did part of my face and my neck, and just to kind of see, like, make sure I'm not going to have a skin reaction. But yeah, so it took me an hour and a half to body paint myself. I painted pretty much all of myself, except I had my mom do my back in a couple places where I couldn't reach physically. So yeah, but I did all myself, and it was an hour and a half. It was long. And, you know, doing the transformation from how pale I am to bright freaking orange, like, was crazy. Like, it was just, like, one of those where it's like, whoa. Especially without having the wig and the costume on. You know, like, seeing me with, like, regular hair and, like, that makeup was just, like, holy crap, like, it's crazy. But yeah, so it took me a while to get in the costume. Then I actually got dropped off because it was going to be hard to drive in that costume. But yeah, so get to the con, you know, people are loving it. Like, a lot of people were so amazed by the body paint, which for me to have been complimented on my skill doing that was awesome, because, I mean, that was my first time ever doing body paint. So for people to have thought I did a really good job meant a lot. And, you know, it was really cool. A lot of people wanted pictures, and, like, a lot of people just loved it. And I had some of the organizers from the convention, like, the people who run it, tell me that they thought I was going to win the contest, and that, you know, like, everyone around the con's like, you're going to win, you're going to win, you're going to win. And so, like, I got so pumped up, like, you know, like, I'd been hoping too, like, because this costume is the one costume so far that I have literally put the most money, time, and energy into. Not saying I don't do that in all my costumes, because I think obviously it shows in my other costumes, but with this costume it cost me like $350 plus, and also it took me over 400 hours, literal blood, little bit of sweat because it's cold outside, but lots of tears went into this costume. Really, this costume was the biggest pain in the butt. I just can't even. Everything on this costume, I had to sew literally no less than 3 times, because this is my first time working with this kind of a fabric, and my sewing machine is older than I am, and I did not like it. Plus, the thread I got to match the fabric is not actually meant to be sewn with that kind of a material. So, it was just like everything. Like all the odds were against me, and it was my first time casting resin, first time styling that long of a crazy wig, first time with the body paint. So really, it was kind of like all these impossibilities. But you know what's really fun about cosplay is I make the impossible happen. Like, there's something extremely fulfilling about that. But yeah, so like I seriously put my heart and soul into this thing, like really. And so it comes time for the costume contest. And so when we're getting all lined up and things like that, they have the girl who's doing the costume contest, or she's like the coordinator, and she's coming around, you know, and asking people, okay, what did you make on your costume? And for me, I was just like, wait, really? Like, that's our craftsmanship judging? Because normally at a convention for craftsmanship judging, what you do is you go into a room with the judges, and you have, say, like 5 to 10 minutes, depending on, you know, how many people are in your group or if you're solo or whatever, to explain exactly how you made your costume, show progress pictures, let them look at your seams and your work up close. And that didn't happen at this convention, which I was really disappointed because, you know, I didn't put in 400 plus hours of work for them to not actually, like, look at my work. You know what I mean? Like, and so, you know, when it came my turn, I'm like literally head to toe everything. Like, I body painted myself, I did the wig, I made all this from scratch. Like, you know, I mean, I can't even, like, seriously, everything on my body is, like, made by me. This is the first costume that literally has been that way, too. Like, I literally started from, like, literally just fabric. So, that was a lot of work as well, because I had to pattern things out myself, and that was interesting. Yeah, and then, so people are going up, some people are doing walk-ons, some people are doing skits. Like, I met some cool people online. Like, it's kind of cool getting to talk to other people, and for, like, everyone seemed to be pretty nice, because sometimes at these competition things, people can get really nasty. I've seen it firsthand. It is, you know, typically, competition environment is really just not a friendly place. But for the most part, everybody was really nice and friendly and talkative, which was cool, because it kind of helps with the nerves if everybody's just, you know, talking it out a little bit. So I went up on stage and I did my thing. I record my own audio. I did kind of a intro about her character, which I record myself. So if you were there at the convention, or somehow it makes it online or something, that dark male audio in the beginning is actually me. So I recorded myself and lowered the octaves like a ton. So that's actually my voice. So I actually recorded my whole intro. I came up with the dialogue myself. And then I added a song after it and walked on and did some cool action poses with, because I had light up star bolts and things like that. I had made those myself too. So, like, I mean, like, literally, I made everything. I think I definitely could have done better on my performance. I should have slowed down a little bit maybe, because, like, when I'm nervous and when I'm on stage, I tend to be really fast when I do things. But yeah, and then I probably should have went and posed in front of the judges, because maybe that would have given them an idea of, like, more close-up view of my work. But yeah, so, you know, it comes time, everybody's done, judges are deliberating, and, you know, they call third place, awesome job. Second place, I was really surprised, to be honest. First place, I was like, okay. And, like, all of these were from video games. Okay, it's a video game convention. Makes sense to me, right? But they told us that you can enter costumes from any genre. Comic, which I was a part of, anime, sci-fi, fantasy, you know, any nerdy thing you can dress up as, you can enter. So for them to all be video games, we were kind of like, well, okay, because there was quite a few people that weren't dressed up as video games, so it's like, I already felt like that was stacked against us, in a way. But yeah, so the ones who won the $1,000 grand prize, they had awesome costumes, and all three of them did. I'm not saying they didn't have awesome costumes, I just felt like, for having craftsmanship be the main factor for this competition, there could have been other entries that I would have thought would have placed, myself included. And I feel like because there wasn't legitimate craftsmanship judging, that the results were different. Had we actually gotten to go in with the judges and go, you know, hey, like, this is what I do with my costume. Here's progress photos. Like, talk them through the process of literally how you made it. I feel like maybe the results would have been different. And so I feel a little bit gypped that way. And I was talking to quite a few other contestants who feel the same way. So if anyone from the Lvl UP Expo staff watches this and you have anything to do with the masquerade next year, please, please, please do the craftsmanship judging that I'm talking about, because I know a lot of people were upset that we really did not get the time to be able to explain the work that went into our costume. Because if you look at my costume, you just go, okay, she's in a, you know, a skimpy outfit with some body paint. Maybe that's just what the judges saw. But personally, like, if you look at it, like, if I was able to explain to you all the stuff I went through to get that done and the work that went into it, I feel like things would have been different, like I said. So I can't change anything. Like, I can't go in the judges' minds and see, like, why I, you know, what they were thinking. I have no idea. But you know what? It did suck, because I really, having heard from the convention staff and, like, literally almost everyone there telling me, you know, you're gonna win, your costume's amazing, like, it kind of puts it in your head, like, okay, I got this, like, I'm so excited, and gets pumped, and then to not even place at all was really disappointing. Like, and also I think another suggestion, if you guys, again, if you run Lvl UP Expo, if you're involved with that, another thing for the masquerade I think would be a great idea, if you're going to allow the other categories, please have to where, instead of maybe you do first, second, and third, have your grand prize, but then do a best of category, best of comic, best of video game, best of anime, blah, blah, blah. Or, you know what I mean? I just feel like the way it was stacked is like, okay, they're all video game cosplayers, and, you know, I mean, I don't know. And all three of them didn't do a, like, skit per se. So what happened with this is they, like, the convention wasn't originally planning, I guess, to have people use their own audio or play audio, and so they ended up getting an audio system last minute, so everybody had to rush in and make and send audio in. So I feel like that was a lot of wasted effort and time to make audio and send it in if nobody with skits won. You know what I mean? So I feel like that was an extra thing that it's just kind of like, eh. But yeah, so that's just kind of my critique there. Yeah, so overall, the rest of the day I had fun getting to take lots of pictures, which I'm still looking for some, so if you see me somewhere on the internet, please let me know. I really, 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 really want to do an actual photo shoot with Starfire somewhere. Problem is finding a photographer that can shoot it, because Vegas is extremely limited in their photographers or people that actually work with cosplay in general. So I'm hoping to find it. Otherwise, maybe if I somehow make it out of state this year, maybe I can do a photo shoot somewhere. But I really, really want to get the shoot with Starfire, because I feel like she deserves it. I deserve a shoot for that. You know what I mean? Like, it turned out really just, I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I really would love to do a shoot with that. So hopefully that's something I can do in the future. And, yeah, but the convention overall, I would say, was really good. The staff was extremely friendly and helpful. Everybody there was extremely respectful, which I appreciated. You know, of course, being scantily clad, the fact that I have to expect that there was a chance for people to say rude things was, you know, that shouldn't be how it is. But everyone was really nice, and no one made any lewd comments or anything that I know of. But yeah, so that was cool. One thing that I guess I'm going to throw this in this video, but I feel like if this needs expounded upon, I'm going to make a whole other vlog about this. But on more than one occasion, I'd say about a handful of times, actually at this con, guys didn't believe I was a legitimate cosplayer. They thought that I guess I was just some random girl, or I wasn't an actual geek. So it was kind of the accusing of being a fake geek girl type thing at this con. I've never actually experienced that, so having experienced that, it was kind of a little bit annoying, because, you know, they'd be like, oh, you know, like, they take my picture or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, here, let me get my card. And they're like, oh, you're a real cosplayer. And I'm like, no duh, like, no, I did not spend 400 hours of my time and body paint myself orange and do all this work because I'm not a real cosplayer. You know what I mean? Like, So to me, I was just like, what? So I think it's just the crowd that was there. Like, gamers just are that way. I don't know. But yeah, so I think I'll make a video, a vlog about that, like a Cosplay 101 video about females in the geek community, maybe. Would you guys like to see a video on that? I don't know. But yeah, so I didn't really buy anything in this convention because I didn't have any money, but I got a free My Little Pony comic from a local comic book shop, so that was pretty cool. And then here's the guidebook. I'll just kind of flip through it. There's really not a lot. And also I got this cute little Zelda fairy from a girl that was there. She was handing these out free, so that's cool. Yeah, I didn't buy anything. I got quite a few like business cards and stuff like that. But yeah, so overall this con was fun. I'll definitely go again next year. So if you were at Lvl UP Expo, let me know what was your experience, that sort of thing. And yeah, so I will see you guys again soon. I will be taking a break from cosplay, essentially. I'm not going to be working on costumes or anything for quite a while. So that means there's actually time for me to film cosplay videos. So please also write down in the comments what characters of mine do you want to see. If you aren't sure of like whose cosplays I have, head over to my Facebook page and look. I know Sailor Moon's always highly requested. I'm thinking maybe another Mocha, a Kim Possible video. Who else do I have in my closet? Ariel. Quite a few others. So I'm going to be working on cosplay videos, also, you know, like just non-vlog videos basically, because I know I talk a lot and I already told you guys I'd stop, but con vlogs are a little separate. But yeah, so my next con is in April and I'll be doing the panel there hopefully, so that's exciting. So that's also a project I'm working on. But yeah, so that's it for this video, you guys. Hopefully you all have an amazing day and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!